Hello and what is up? My name is ShinmenTakezo. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are here back again with another Wild Rift video. And today we'll be talking about two new champions that just came out. We'll be talking about the skills of XAYAH and Rakan. And if you notice, the screen that I'm on right now is the shop for the Lunar Beast event. So we can get them for free actually. If you've been like doing missions here, should have points, and if you look at the upper right, I have 450 points and they're worth 300 each. Yeah, you can totally get champions for free, or these champions for free. So I guess we'll be checking out XAYAH first. Let's head on to training. Alright guys, so we're in the practice mode and this is what XAYAH looks like. So yeah, she's a bird girl. But hey, we're here to talk about the skills, what they do, and we're gonna start with the passive. So the passive says that whenever you use a skill, for example this, XAYAH will store feathers. So you have markers underneath her mana bar. There we go. Those are feathers. She can stack up 5 feathers maximum. And if you have feathers and you do basic attacks, this is gonna happen. You'll be putting down feathers that you can recall back with another skill. Another passive that I can't show you right now because I'm all alone in making this video. XAYAH and Rakan, they have a recall animation together. They can do like a recall animation together, so it's a pretty cool feature, right? Happy Valentine's. Alright, now let's talk about the first skill. So this is the range of the first skill. It's pretty standard. And what it does is it shoots out 2 feathers. So it deals damage twice. And of course it goes through enemies, right? And your next basic attack, since you casted a spell, it will have this effect. That's from your passive, remember? So this skill deals less damage the more enemies it hits. So as you can see, we're dealing 50% less damage on the target behind our first one. So yeah, so just keep that in mind. It's better to make this hit without anything blocking the way, so that you can't lessen the damage, or they can't lessen the damage. Alright, now let's talk about her second skill. So it's an activatable buff. It will last for 4 seconds. So it gives you attack speed and damage boost. And if you hit champions while the buff is active, you'll gain 40% movement speed. But yeah, it's basically you press it if you want to like buff your attack speed, your damage, and your movement speed if you're hitting enemies. Alright? Please do note that I have the cooldown off so that I can show you the skills. And again, since you casted a spell by activating this buff, your passive triggers again. You get 3 feathers, and your attacks will go through enemies and leave these feathers that you can pick up with skill 3, which we're gonna talk about right now. So with skill 3, you can't activate it unless there are feathers on the ground. So you gotta, let's say, put down feathers with your skill 1, right? And attack 3 times, and then press your skill 3. There we go. So the feathers will go back to you, and anyone in the way will get damaged. It goes through enemies, and if an enemy gets hit by the feathers thrice or 3 times on its way back, they get rooted in place. So they get snared. They won't be able to move. It also does physical damage. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Very you know, they won't be expecting it when you'll be calling your blades back. So they will always be on guard as to not be between you and your feathers. Alright, now let's talk about the final skill, the ultimate skill, the skill 4. So this is a cone, and that's the range, and what it does is this. There we go. For like 1.5 seconds she jumps up. She cannot be targeted during that animation. And then she blasts an area with feathers that you can pick up with your skill 3. So that's 5 feathers immediately. And it's gonna be very hard to dodge because of the placement of the feathers, right? If you immediately call it back after casting it, you'll probably get a snare. You'll probably get to root someone. And like I said, she cannot be targeted during this animation, and you can actually move while she's casting it. Like that, so... To reposition, maybe, or chase an enemy who's running away with the ult if they get out of the range. And then call it back. So that you can, like, CC them or root them in place, right? Or maybe if you're trying to avoid getting caught by the enemy. So yeah, I mean, it's a burst skill. That's it. Even though it looks simple, it deals more damage than your other skills. Plus, like I said, 5 feathers out immediately is something big. Already positioned behind the enemy if you chose to like cast it in front of the enemy, right? So that is it for the skills of XAYAH, the new ADC or marksman in Wild Rift. Let us now talk about her partner Rakan and see what his skills do. So Rakan is a support champion, and yeah, he's also a dancing bird. Alright, so this is Rakan in-game. He's the manly man bird. And let's talk about his passive. So every 17 seconds you gain a shield. Alright, there we go. And you can actually make the shield go up faster. Like if you lose the shield, you want to attack enemies or use skills on them, it will shorten the time that you'll get the shield back. Right, it reduces the cooldown of that shield. This shield scales off his ability power, so the more magic items you have, the thicker this shield is gonna be. And like I said earlier, if there was a XAYAH here and I do a recall, they do recall animation together. But yeah, we can't do that right now. Happy Valentine's. Alright, so let's talk about his first skill now. So it's a skill shot, you can miss it. Alright, so it doesn't go through enemies, it can be blocked. Now, if you hit an enemy with it, it deals magic damage. It scales off of your ability power. More damage if you have more ability power. Next 3 seconds, if you touch an ally or go near an ally after hitting this skill, you heal yourself and that ally that you touched. There we go. And it seems like you can heal multiple allies as long as they are close enough in range after you hit this skill. So yeah, it's really good. It's a poke skill and also a sustain skill. Very good for healing your ADCs who can't stop taking damage, you know. Now for Rakan's second skill, it's an area, a small area, and it looks like this. There we go. A knock-up. So that's the only thing it does. Those 2 important things. Deal magic damage, and after like a split second, if the enemies stay there, they'll be knocked up. So it's not instant, it requires timing, but man, this is gonna be a great skill for initiating, for setting up. Straightforward, but it works. And now let's talk about Rakan's third skill. It's actually a defensive skill. It's a skill that you use on your allies, not on the enemies. It's a shielding skill, and the more ability power you have, the more shield you'll be giving to your ally. So you dash to an ally, cover them with shield, and yeah, keeping them safe. Now, after casting it for the first time, within 5 seconds, you will be able to cast it for free again. So yeah, it's a double shield skill. So yeah, cast it on one person and then cast it on another. This will actually make you very mobile. If like in a team fight you have scattered teammates and for example they're chasing those enemies right there and then you're catching up, you can just dash here, then dash here, and then you'll be on the enemy's range in no time. So yeah, it's pretty good. Defensive skill to protect allies, and also it makes you mobile. It's a really good chasing skill or escaping skill. Oh, and also if your ADC or your marksman is XAYAH, the one that you're teammates with, this has double amount of shield and lower cooldown. So yeah, just get Rakan and XAYAH at the same time if you can. And finally, for Rakan's ultimate skill or 4th skill, you press it, you gain 50% movement speed like a maniac. So yeah, it lasts quite a bit. So that's 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. So yeah, around 3 to 4 seconds, you run like a maniac, and you get movement speed, and anyone you touch will be charmed. There we go. Pheromones. So this is another really good, skill, especially when you can combo it with your skill 2, right? To suck them in place and then knock them up, so that they cannot get away in range of your skill 2. So yeah, basically that's it. It also deals 300 magic damage. The more ability power you have, of course, the more damage this will do. Yeah, it's a pretty good initiating skill. It lasts very long, and it has a charm effect. Now that is it. That is it for Rakan's skills. He's gonna be a pretty awesome support. I'm gonna be sure to spam him if I get a chance on playing as support, because his skills are awesome. So yeah, that would be it. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned about the skills of the new champions XAYAH and Rakan, marksman and support. If this video helped you out, please leave a like and subscribe if you still haven't. And again, my name is ShinmenTakezo. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.